From Carolla One Studios in Glendale, California, this is the Adam Carolla Show. Adam's guest today, Tia Carrere and Michael Yo. And now, the Grammy winner for Best Shouted Word Album, Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on. A church mandate. Get it on. Welcome to the show. Thanks for sharing. We love that about you. Good to see you again, Michael Yo.
Good to see you, Adam.
Tia Carrere, my dear.
Hello, aloha.
Michael's got some dates coming up. Liberty Funny Bone coming up Friday and Saturday. That's in Ohio, Cincinnati. And then Cobb's Beautiful Club in San Francisco. That's March 9th. And you can go to michaelyo.com for all the dates. And Tia, you can check out her website, tiacarrere.com is where you go. Twitter and Instagram as well. All right, so we got Grammy stuff to talk about. Tia, you won 2 or nominated 2?
I won 2, and I was nominated for 4 in all.
Wow, all right.
And I was up for 1 this year, didn't get it, so that's why I didn't go. But next year.
You're the in-house expert then. But first, something that I was thinking about. So, labels. Everyone's, it's all this keto shit. It's like keto tortillas and keto bread and all this kind of stuff. And then you look at it, and the first thing it says is, made with corn paste and flour and whatever. And it's like, it's clearly not that. I tried to get a tip, which is everything's got soybean oil in it now and all this nut seed oil. It's all bad. But you can get mayonnaise with olive oil in it. Oh, no, avocado oil. And it's good. It tastes good. Doesn't taste like avocado. Don't make the face. It tastes the same. But there's a couple things I tell everyone, which is you got to get it. It's got to be in a glass jar, a glass container now. If it's plastic and squeezy, it's shit.
Don't trust it. Yeah.
I got avocado mayonnaise with a big picture of an avocado on it, and then you turn around, the first thing is canola oil, and then so it's all they're fucking us over. But my latest one is I keep seeing stuff that says honey this, like honey, there's NyQuil, there's honey NyQuil, there's honey nut, there's honey bunches of oats and all this shit, and I'm so suspicious because I don't trust anything. The ingredients to honey bunches of oats, which is the first name in the title, is honey. Is what? Do we have that broken down?
It's probably the lowest. I would guess it's the lowest thing.
I'll tell.
It's about 12 down the
trace amount of honey.
Yeah.
Here, I'll go in order. Corn, whole grain wheat, sugar, whole grain rolled oats.
All right,
rice.
hold on. Sugar shouldn't be in front of honey if it's honey bunches of oats. I didn't even know.
I agree.
I didn't even know that sugar should be in there.
Honey should be the sugar of the cereal.
Yes, that should be the sweetness.
It's got sugar and then it's got corn syrup, both above honey. Sorry, keep going.
It's a sugar bunches of oats. Yeah. Okay. So oats, rice, canola and or soybean oil.
There it is.
Wheat flour, malted barley flour, corn syrup, another sweetener.
Right.
Cinnamon, salt, molasses.
There we got 3 sweeteners. And
then we'll reach honey after that.
Right. So there's like 17 things above honey. Now, I don't want to get a gig with the FDA or the Consumer Reports or whatever, but if you start your title with the word honey, you got to get it up the chart a little bit, or you can't start it with it. Then I saw NyQuil with honey. It's a big picture of like a honey spoon and NyQuil, and you're going to be coated with honey. I started reading those ingredients. There is no honey in the honey. I don't know if you have
That's
a
just
picture.
false advertising.
Right. Ben, find a picture of the NyQuil with the honey in it.
Is it just honey flavoring they put in it, not actual honey?
I don't know.
Can't even tell. It's all like chemical names.
If it's in a box like a cereal, don't trust it, because nothing is pure that sits on a shelf for 6 months and you can eat it at any time.
Right. So
it's not good.
NyQuil has that honey. By the way, whoever invented that honey
That dipper.
Dipper
Yeah.
device is a genius because it's wildly unnecessary. There's nothing that thing does that a spoon can't do, or a popsicle stick, or even a flip flop. Like, there's a multi-million-dollar industry which is selling these honey dippers, which could be accomplished with the exact same spoon you're about to stir your tea with if you simply just dip the spoon into the honey. But
Less
we need
dishes, you know.
We
Yeah.
need. I bet you this country has more utensils per citizen than any other country. I believe you. I believe every other country just has basically a spatula and a spork,
And
and
their
they call
hand.
they hand,
Their
and they
hand.
call it a day. We have dedicated tools.
Slotted spoons, sieves.
You open a drawer in my house and there's 1,400 things in there.
Ladles.
All could be replaced with one wooden spoon and one spatula.
Oh, do
right?
you have dinner you have dinnerware as well, not just dayware, but you have dinnerware. It's ridiculous.
So the honey NyQuil, which has a big picture of a honey spreader on the top, dripping beautiful golden honey, has no honey in it. Now, again, I'm not working for a consumer watchdog group, but shouldn't somebody regulate this? Like, it has, dexamethorphan and whatever high nitrates, niacin or whatever, but there is nothing. Is there anything, Chris?
No.
That says there's no honey.
There's the
That's
closest
just
thing
false advertising.
the closest thing to honey is something called sucralose, I bet. That's,
you don't even know. It's
I
like
don't know.
sucralose. I don't know.
Sucralose, yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't exist. I don't like big government, but I like some government. Like, I feel like get involved here a little bit. You can't start with the word honey and not have it exist in your product. And then I realize everyone who buys this shit just goes, I'm coating my throat with soothing honey. It's not in there.
No.
There's a picture of it or a friendly bee or something on the front, but it's not in the product.
I think the question is, who is that person that would buy NyQuil because it has honey in it? I don't think I would never buy. Who is the type of person that would buy, I'll take this NyQuil with the honey?
Somebody in my house, because I found this shit. And it's weird. I don't know why people at this stage are not skeptical of everything all the time. Like, I now will not listen to anybody's advice on this, or
Including your own.
including my own, or then expert has now come out, or I got a graph, or here's what's on the package. I want to know what the fuck's going on with everything now.
I will tell you why I believe a lot of things that I shouldn't. Is because not believing is exhausting to me. It's just so exhausting.
It's a calorie burner.
It is. It's just every day. If you don't believe in it, every day it's a fight. Every day.
It's
So I
like-
just gave up and I'm just hanging
hanging.
out. I'm
It's
just
like
hanging.
thinking your spouse is cheating on you. It consumes everything.
It
It's a
does.
full-time job.
It's blind faith. Blind
Yeah.
faith
It
is
is
easier.
Like especially, I just got here yesterday. And every time I fly in here, I'm like, I am so glad I don't live here anymore. Because it's just the little things that you don't recognize when you live here than like when you're not here. Like the attitudes you get at certain, like I went to Coffee Bean and the person that was running Coffee Bean, you thought they owned it. The way they treated
Well, they're really
me.
an actor. They're not. They're not a barista. I'm not a barista. I just play one on television.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just a suck. As soon as I come in, I feel the suck of LA. Just like it just I'm so glad I'm not here.
Well, think about dating here. Like, what you go to sleep with at night is very different in the morning. It's like, what the hell just happened? Everything's disassembled. Talk about false advertising.
Yeah.
You're talking about
Tell
dudes
us.
or chicks?
No, chicks.
She's talking about weaves all over your house. Like,
Weaves,
I didn't know
pads,
women. I didn't know women.
foundational garments. It's all false advertising.
I didn't know
It's better to
women
go with
wore
blind faith.
fake hair till I moved here, and I woke up in the morning when I dated, and there was like this long piece. I thought it was an animal, but it was their hair on
Chased
my
it
couch.
with a broom.
Okay, Michael, you can pull mine. Pull mine. It's
No,
real.
it's real, it's real.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's real.
All right, well
It's real.
let's talk about this. I hadn't planned on talking about this, but I was watching the ladies from Selling Sunset.
Why? Why?
Well,
Adam?
because I'll tell you why. If you watch season 1 and I love real estate. I love real estate. I love architecture and I love real estate. And I love taking tours through these, 30, 40, $50 million custom homes that are up in the Bird Streets or in Malibu or Bel Air.
I love that.
And I love the developer got it for $17 million and he bulldozed it and he's put $14 million in it, but he's looking for $44 million to get out of it, or $100 million or whatever it is. And there's an infinity pool with a 100-foot edge that looks over the city lights and you can see the ocean on a clear day. I love all that shit.
A wall of onyx.
And so what happened in season 1 or 2 of Selling Sunset, it would be crazy yentas in the office sniping at each other for first part of Act 1, but at some point they'd have to go up to the house in Bel Air and walk through it, and it had a walk-in humidor and the living garden wall and a spa room, and I loved all that shit. But what they figured out is I'm in the minority. What people who watch this show really like is bitches arguing in an office or at brunch. And so now I'm watching it and I'm 35 minutes in. I haven't seen a fucking house yet. Just these two cunts are screaming at each other over brunch. And I realize, this is what the show is now. It is no longer the architectural candy store. It is now these bitches arguing all day over nothing. But the point is, their hair is too long.
And too blonde.
Yes, but there's a length. There's a very happy length for women's hair, a sweet zone, if you will. Once you get further down than that, you're doing more harm than good.
It's in the way.
It's a fucking hazard. It's getting in your food. And if you watch them all, they're constantly throwing it. It is essentially, it's like a totem or something. It's something, it's beyond hair. They're moving it. They're punctuating statements with it. Well, I never, Well, you should, then you talk to her. She's your friend. And boom, with the hair. The hair moves. They're thinking, they're contemplating, they're moving. They're constantly they can't stop touching it and pushing it around. And it's kind of, it's like the equivalent of a dude with a beard who's always like kind of scratching it and thinking, or
Very
sometimes
insightful.
People with their glasses, they pull it off and now I'm getting honest.
Yeah.
The glasses have come off. I was bullshitting. Don't believe a fucking word I've ever said in my life. But now the glasses have come off. And I'm giving you a fucking straight main line of truth, and then I'll put them back on, and then maybe I'll look down at them a little bit because I don't believe you.
So girls are like, oh yeah, I'm really interested in you by playing with my hair.
These
oh my God,
bitches
so
are
hot.
shoving their hair around constantly, and it's way too fucking long. It's not attractive. It is at a certain point. If it can't, it shouldn't.
No. I'm getting dangerously close. I'm going to get bounced from this place.
It shouldn't get past the nipple.
Scared. Excuse me, no.
Well, when the bra's off, then I think we could get. I could buy you at least 9
I could throw
inches.
this water at you from here. Tread carefully.
I don't make the rules.
I see the mood you grew up in. I see the mood you woke up in today. I see your mood. I saw you parking your car looking angry already. I'm ready for you. Now the line's been drawn.
All right.
You start off with the see you next Tuesdays, and it just descends from there.
You can end the podcast right now. Adam wins the day on that line. You're not going to get better than that today. Just know that.
All right.
He could try.
Okay.
He could try
if
to
your
win.
natural
it's
hair.
On. That's it. Gloves are off.
If your natural hair is long, I will sign
my
off
natural
on it.
hair.
If you
Michael
got
just pulled it. He knows it's real.
It's real.
Here,
It's real.
It's real,
That's
man.
right. But if you've got 11 inches of extensions, it would be ridiculous.
If you got 11 inches of anything, it's ridiculous.
now.
All right, here we go.
Glasses
here
back
we
on.
go.
Adam's
Hold
putting the
on.
glass.
Bring it.
Let me be truthful.
He drew
for a
first blood,
second.
not me.
I know.
All right, so I don't know how we got here, but that's Selling Sunset. That hair is way too long. They can't stop playing with it, and it's got to be all over the fucking place. But I guess on a happy note, it's nice to see white women wasting money on their hair as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a disproportionate amount of women of color spend way too much money and time fucking around with their hair, and now this
all
has
I
become
know is white women usually do that with their hair. Like, they're the ones that spend massive amounts of
white
money.
women get all the they do a lot of well, I guess black women do a lot of treatments, like getting it straightened.
I don't even know.
Ow.
I don't even know.
Black women do it, but you can't tell. Like they go, oh, I got my hair done. I can't tell the difference.
You can't. I can tell when a woman.
I can spot it at 100
But
paces.
I know, like these places in Beverly Hills, to color the hair, they spend like $600 to $1,000 to color her hair.
Extensions like $1,200,
It's ridiculous.
$1,500.
It's ridiculous.
That's expensive.
And anyway, reality shows, it's all the same. It's, oh, did you hear they say this about you? Then they'll confront the person. There'll be a big fight. Then at the end, they sit down with that person they got in a fight with, and then that person will mention something else somebody else said. And it's just that's the show.
That's
right
the formula.
there.
And then
That's
they have the
formula.
open house, and they have the fight at the open house.
That's it. That's it.
That's the only time you get to see the house.
And they dress like streetwalkers at this point. Like they are full stripper wedgie, midriff showing, tits out. Like,
Well, I
you're
watch it for the fashion. I watch it for the fashion.
But you're a realtor. This is an open house.
Well, would you buy a house from a woman?
With extensions?
No, that look like that. If she came over and said, look, I have property, and she came, because I would imagine real estate agents, they pitch themselves to you. Right?
I
Is that how it
like
works?
I like my realtors dumpy.
And knowledgeable.
Just I like
Dumpy and
frumpy.
knowledgeable.
I like a little pear-shaped. I like a short cropped hair. Maybe dip. Maybe a little dip, little chaw in the lower lip there. I'll tell you.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
He's looking for a fixer-upper.
Hold on.
He's looking for a fixer-upper.
Take my glasses off. All right.
why,
Now,
Adam.
can I be truthful with you?
Please.
Now that I took my glasses off, I'll tell you why. I've had a contractor. He did blown insulation, and the guy showed up in a canary yellow Hummer with triple chrome 22-inch rims on it, and I was like, that dude's gouging people. That's too much. That's too much truck. You're driving a $180,000 vehicle, and you're an insulation contractor. You're gouging folks. So I feel the same way with the real estate people. I like a truck with a little ding in the door, a little Bondo on the fender. Like that dude's a working man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gouging anybody. And I feel the same with the realtors. I like a little heft. Maybe a skin issue from high school that I can still sort of know about now. You know
Mole
what I mean?
over the lip or something like that.
Maybe a little hair growing out of it. With a black cat, a pointed hat.
A witch.
Riding in on
want
a
a
broom.
witch.
Yeah, essentially. She's got eye of nude, and she has a huge kettle she's stirring with her broom.
Oh, my God.
I don't. The good-looking people, they spend too much time on themselves. I want them focusing on finding me a home or selling this
So
home.
that goes to a point. I feel that a lot of times, if you deal with people and they're too good-looking, you won't deal with them. Like if they were supposed to represent you for something, like you won't, because you feel like they haven't gone through any struggles.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
you need to go through something.
But
I guess haters gonna hate.
You and Tia. Yeah, you don't look like you've loved and lost enough.
I
want a
scratched
loser.
and clawed my way up to the middle.
That's what I want. You know what I mean? You don't want some prima donna, bonus baby jock doing your work. You want Rudy. You know what I mean? Undersized, not fleet of foot, but the heart of a warrior.
He's used to beating the odds, and that's what
right.
you need. That's what
Scratching
you need on your
and
team.
clawing.
Yeah,
That's
but for
what you
women,
want.
this is our armor. You put this armor on, and you can go out and feel confident and fight a war. You can be the woman warrior. So for us, there's an expectation. So is that perhaps
that is true.
I also do get the part where the hot chick is telling the guy, 44 million, 46 million. What's the difference? Sort of big picture. And the guy wants to come off like a high roller. And everyone wants to say yes to good looking people.
That is true. That is true. Like that's why there's bottle girls and not bottle guys.
Right. That's right.
Maybe where you shop.
Well, okay. Well, where I go, where I used to go. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because if some dude walked up and you're like, you want $2,800 for a bottle of Smirnoff? Fuck right off, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I'll go down to the fucking corner for $9. I'll get that goddamn bottle. I'll drink it in the fucking parking lot. Take your fat ass out of here, dude.
Exactly.
But when the hot chick, yeah. That's right. That's why there's
And
bottles.
then you got
front of
pressure. It's all about showing off in front of your guy friends. And then she's treated you so well the night you got to tip her really big. And so, I mean, I've wasted so much money in Las Vegas in my 20s. I wish I could have it all back. I'd be
How
a millionaire.
much if you spend, I don't know, $2,000 on a bottle or whatever it is, you have to tip on the $2,000,
Oh, yeah.
right? I
$400.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tip.
Wow.
You don't, because it's mandatory. Like, it's already written in the bill
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of times.
included,
It's
gratuity.
included. So, but, this was I would never do it today because I'm too smart for it now. But you're not buying, my friend that used to spend a lot of money at clubs goes, you're not buying the bottles, you're buying the real estate. So you don't have to be in the crowd. So
Right.
it's more about the real estate than the bottle. That's what you're buying, that piece of property for that
Right.
for that night. So that's when you look at it that way, kind of like, okay, if you don't want to mess with people, if you want to stand the whole time, I get it.
You have seats, you have ropes blocking
Ropes
you.
blocking you. And,
It's
yeah.
funny.
Security.
There
Status.
was no bottle service in days of yore, but all the old movies I used to watch, if you went to the bar and you sat down and you ordered a whiskey, like Two Fingers Plain or something, the dude who ordered could go, leave the bottle. And the guy always go, yeah, okay.
so cool.
He didn't go, we got a fucking bar here to run. I have a manager. You understand? I can't just fucking leave the bottle. What do you do? We're on the honor system?
yeah.
You just keep pouring as much as you want, then you get a fucking DUI, and then I'm responsible. Like they always that guy would always say with confidence, I'm going to try that. I don't think it's ever going to work. I'm going to go down the fucking airport. I'm going to the TGI Fridays. I'm just going to go to the bar, and when the guy pours me the whiskey, I'm just going to go, leave the bottle. Just leave it. And he's
Now they
he's pouring it into a cap.
I know, exactly. That's what I
That's
said.
hooked up to a tether. That's hooked up to a computer. That's hooked up to a cash register.
So I guess he really could leave the bottle for you because everything would be measured perfectly, right?
I guess so.
Because you
if I
can't even
use
pour
the,
those things
oh,
now.
right. They got the
like
cap on
electronic
it.
Yeah,
stoppers.
everything is stoppers. It stops you. I loved it when you go to a bar and you know the bartender and you get a good drink. Now you can't even do it
Yes,
anymore.
the guy
The pours.
who does the pour that I like is the guy that uses that weird little egg holder jigger thing.
Yes.
But the good move is when he pours it, dumps it, but keeps pouring. He never
Right.
moves the
Oh.
hand. He never takes the hand never turns upright. He just tilts the hand, pours it, fills the jigger, dumps the jigger, and then brings it back up again. I'm not going to say
that.
jigger anymore because I'm feeling uncomfortable. But yes.
My favorite is at Musso and Frank, though. My first martini ever with the extra pony on the side. So they've made your martini, they've shaken it, and you have extra on the side, little bonus cup of extra martini.
Beautiful.
I like that.
Classy. That's a classy joint.
There's a couple places that will leave the shaker on the table.
But it melts. It melts.
Mastro's will do that. There's a couple restaurants that just leave you the whole thing there. I tried. I dumped it and the whole cap popped off and ice everywhere. He told me, put your hand on it. And I had my hand on it, but I hit it so hard that it blew the lid off.
It's exciting when you get extra, even simple things now. Since when I go to Jamba Juice,
Jamba Juice.
and they over pour, and then they have to give you a small cup for that.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
take it.
That is
yes.
that's the dinghy that's towed behind the yacht of flavor. You know what I mean? Yes, I love. They'll do it with a milkshake or
Yes,
something
yes.
every once in a while.
Yep, and they pour the extra, and then you get. Oh, it's great. It's great. You feel like you won that day.
Yeah, it was
All
like
right.
$13 though. from
We
Jamba
got
Juice.
some Grammy stuff to get into. I think we should we'll take a quick break and we'll come back. We'll get into break down the Grammys, and I got a lot of other stuff to complain about right after this. Stamps.com. Oh man, it's already February. The year flies, especially when you're a business owner. And when you're a business owner, you got to get Stamps.com. Save time. Print postage right from your home or office. Postage rates, and they increase all the time. Stamps.com automatically tells you the cheapest and fastest shipping options. Plus, you can't find this info anywhere else. Up to 88% off of USPS and UPS rates. 88%. I've used these guys my entire business career. I mean, they've been with us for over 12 years. Every piece of merch, every book, everything that's shipped is with Stamps.com. So you set your business up for success. You sign up with the promo code Adam. You get a special offer. It includes a 4-week trial and free postage and a free digital scale, which is a really nice piece. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone, top of the homepage, and enter Adam.
As we approach 14 years of podcasting, here's a memorable moment from the Ace Awards archives.
And my mom was a background singer on the Perry Como show, and she sang "Letters, We Get Letters."
Really?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can you say AMPM, too much good stuff? Because I feel like you sound like that guy.
Yeah, let me see if I can sound like him. AMPM, too much good fucking stuff.
Is that you?
Yeah, baby.
Oh, it's not written down anywhere.
You are
I
a
don't
genius.
think it is.
Oh, I thought you were just goofing it because you knew.
I
You just got a good ear. That's why. It's
But
my,
you
it's my
sound- it's like-
18th year with them.
Jesus Christ.
It's a steady gig. And my dad, since he was an announcer, I asked him, when I started doing that, I said, "You got any advice?" He said, "Yeah, show up early, work quickly, have no opinions, and don't give anybody any crap."
Now, for some new memorable moments, let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Michael and Tia staying with us. That's Billy Vera, I think, of Billy and the Beaters. Had a hit or two in the 80s. I can't remember what the Billy and the Beaters...
would you think
if
I would
said-
do?
Yeah.
That's
That's
the only song in popular rock and roll that nothing rhymes.
Yes,
Not
nothing
one fucking
rhymes.
word rhymes in that. Yeah.
No, but I was interviewing him, and in the middle of it, I was like, "You sound like that AMPM guy."
Spokesman or something. Voiceover.
I just heard it, and
I don't even know what AMPM is.
it was like
Like 7-Eleven.
they had
gas station.
By the way, AMPM, I've lived out here my whole life. AMPM opened up on the corner, like on Laurel Canyon, like in North Hollywood. I mean, it's been around since like 80.
Do you
Or
remember the
81.
AMPM jingle?
No.
AMPM mini market. You can drive right up to shop and park. You can shop around the clock tonight.
Oh,
We're
really?
open morning, noon, and night.
Bill
You can shop,
Hailing
you
the
can shop.
Comets?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Wow, I did not know that. But they also had the world's least appealing mascot, which is Tungus. Tungus, too much good stuff. That big guy's lips are made of licorice.
He's
and
made
his-
of junk food.
He's made of junk food.
He's got a hot dog
Dick
fingers.
is a burrito. I mean, I'm assuming Tungus. Yeah, it does Tungus.
Oh, wow.
I think
Tungus is a cautionary tale of eating at AMPM too much.
Yes, you're going to end up like Tungus, who's made. His beard is made of candy corn. It's donuts. It's disgusting.
terrifying.
Like that would make
Terrifying.
me not want to go in that store. Like that's the worst mascot ever.
Well, no, the worst. Okay, the worst mascot ever is the animated phlegm family that like moves into your lungs.
Mucinex?
The fucking green loogie. I got my son, the little snot rocket over here, and I'm a big loogie, and I'm green. No, I can do even worse. Even worse. I know. I watch that commercial. I
I
gotta
can't
fucking
watch
hold
it.
my hand up, like, ugh, what the fuck? I'm eating here.
Yeah, there he is.
Ew.
He's a pile of mucus. All right, but there is a worse. There's the worst one ever is the little Noid that lives underneath your toenails.
Your toenails, yes.
He lifts your big toenail up like it's a hatch, and he crawls inside. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. But how does this shit... that's the whole thing. It's like, how does this shit get out of the boardroom? You know what I mean? Like, in order to do a campaign this big, that shit is storyboarded, that's knocked around. There's 150 emails, there's presentations. Nobody raises their hand and goes, that's not since What Can Brown Do For You has there been a worse fucking campaign. Like, no, it hurts my teeth to see this little Noid lift up a toenail and crawl under it. It's fucking
Yeah,
disgusting.
But it's
There it is.
memorable. But it's memorable. We're even talking about
Are we
it.
in the fucking Hanoi Hilton? What is going on? This is a form of torture. First AMPM, 1978. Been around for a while. Anyway, I didn't mean to get into that.
No, but you make a good point how all these things are vetted so much and people are like, oh, this is a good idea. Like every time now I'm in that zone where I take my kid to Chuck E. Cheese who would make a pizza place and say, we're going to put a giant rat?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
Like, that's their mascot. A giant, things you don't want in a rat. Hey, let's put a giant rat inside a pizza place.
You can roll around in the ball bin with your kid, spreading Lyme disease. Like, it is. I know. Like,
It's creepy. It's creepy.
I would accept like a chipmunk or squirrel or some other form of rodentia, but not the fucking rat. Yes,
That's what you're trying to
so
keep out of
true.
the restaurant, right?
Yes.
A rat.
That's so true. I didn't even think about that.
And this rat is just walking around, taking pictures with kids. I'm like,
Waving.
this is disgusting. This is disgusting.
it may be. I've always said there was a Smucker's campaign from a million years ago. It was Smucker's jelly, and it just basically said, with a name like Smucker's, you got to be good. Like with a name this shitty, we make a fucking hell of a jelly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And maybe that's the Chuck E. Cheese. Like our
I highly
pizzas
doubt
are
that.
so good that we can hire a disgusting, filthy rat as our mascot, and you will leave your children alone with him.
Drop your kids off at Chuck E. Cheese.
So
Did love that record.
I was driving home from doing some shows in San Diego the other night, and I was just listening to the 90s channel on my Sirius XM station, and I heard a song that I hated more than anything. And it's a whole genre. This whole genre needs to be cleaned out. Like, there's like, I guess what I'm saying is like, there used to be a lot of, there's stuff in society that we look back on and go, bad idea, let's never speak it again. Like, gone. Like there used to be a lot of really racist figurines and stuff, like cookie jars with a blackface and stuff on it. And somewhere in 1967, someone went, you know what, let's not. And they don't repop them.
Yeah.
They can't buy them on Amazon. Like, it was an ugly.
Like the Aunt Jemima cookie jar. or something like
Yeah.
that.
It was an ugly chapter.
Yep.
And we've essentially removed it. We've surgically cut it out and said no place in this society anymore. There's fucking 90s music that just needs to be put out on Devil's Island and just pulled out of rotation. This was not music. Oh.
It's not my favorite.
And then at some point in the middle of the tirade, someone in the car will go, I like it. And then I'll go, what the fuck? What?
Oh, boy.
No.
I do like other songs that sound like this, but they were way bigger.
Yeah, there's a place for
Like
it.
Amber
so-
Sexual. I'm not gonna lie, I love that song.
What?
La la dee da dee da dee da.
Oh,
Da, da, yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, then I heard another song that I
Uh-oh.
need purged from the ranks of hits, but it was not this kind of song at all.
Well, did we
I
decide
still
what
need
this
it
is called?
gone.
What's this music?
I
that
never
was
heard it
dance pop?
before.
Was it dance pop? It's called. I don't know.
I think back then it was techno.
That's not techno.
No.
Yeah, well, it's
Well, this is
Europop.
1992, but then I heard in anguish that woman.
she's really upset
Since the
about the
age of like
Kool-Aid.
9, she was miserable and
Angry young
misunderstood,
woman.
and like it was like she was walking around with a tack in her shoe since she
And
was
her hand in her
10.
pocket.
and her hands in her pockets, and she was like, "I'm fucking miserable," and she packed more misery into 17 and a half. Her
goodness.
and Greta Thunberg
Yeah.
are the two most miserable pre-20 people on the planet. You'd have got hold of me when I was 19. I'd be like, I don't know, can we get some Egos or something? Like, I'm hungry. I want waffles. I didn't know what the fuck. I wasn't that miserable. Played a little high school ball. It was okay. Alanis Morissette just came out of the womb just in anguish.
Oh, it's so good though, man.
Yeah.
I love that
I
album.
love it.
record
Jagged
is
Little
genius.
Pill is
Iconic.
so
But
iconic.
I'm glad you brought her up because that is a perfect example of sort of the real deal Jewel. When Jewel sings,
Oh, yeah, I
lived
love
in
that
her
record,
car. Dad was an alcoholic. Grew up in Alaska.
Messed up teeth.
Messed up teeth or tooth. I think it's just the one. But
Sharing one tooth amongst them.
anguish, real anguish. There's a couple of those. Where have all the cowboys gone and stuff like
Paul
that, which I kind of like, guilty pleasure. But
Sure.
I don't feel like they've lived it. I just feel like somebody in 1990 wrote this and handed it to them.
I also think that when I heard that Paula Cole song, Where Have All the Cowboys Gone, I was having a real hard time believing that she was really looking for a cowboy.
Yeah.
I think she bats.
I love
Cowboys
Paula Cole.
smell.
I think
Real
she's out on
cowboys
the other
are
side of the
racist.
pasture.
They smell. Yeah.
Can you tell?
And by the way, none of them had any more songs. They had no other hits. You know what I mean? Like, Alanis Morissette is just this force that goes on. Like that's my whole thing. Sorry, even your Janis Jacksons of the world and all these people. It's like, oh, you love Paula Abdul. Good. Where's her hits? What is she doing? Yeah. Where's her music? Where's her art? Like, where's her fucking craft? Like, if you take stand-up comedians, like a real stand-up comedian, you know, Bill Burr will play Madison Square Garden, but I was over at the fucking pizza place with him in Toluca Lake. He got up in front of me in front of 41 people and was working shit out on a Wednesday night. You know what I mean? That's what that dude does. Like, I'm always like, Paula Abdul's an artist. Why isn't she down at McCabe playing acoustic sets? Like, if this is who you are, if it is in you, if you're Tia Carrere, you're up on stage. You got a mic in your hand. This is what you do.
Yeah.
I don't hear. I mean, they go out and sing this song from 30 years ago, but where's the body?
It's manufactured.
Basically,
it's hard to make a living like that anymore, I guess. Musicians have been like decimated by the streaming and stuff. So.
Well, no, because I was a music director when in the 90s, and you know, I was under a music director, but I was still in the music side of it. And literally, you get a big act, then everybody tries to copy that act. Right. And then you know how it works. And then the next act comes out. And like a Britney Spears. How many Britney Spears came out after her?
Oh, yeah.
You know, Nirvana. Everybody wanted to be like Nirvana.
Britney Spears is that. When you get with real musicians, like real musicians play. They play wherever they can play. They don't care if it's a little club or an acoustic set or someone's living room. Like they bring their guitar and stuff.
A family luau.
Yes.
I sang at my family reunion all afternoon with, Uncle George. So I just, was up at the Irvine, Performing Arts Center. We're playing in front of thousands of people, doing, Grammy records. And then my aunt said, I love Uncle George Kahumoku Jr. So we go and we sing it in the backyard for my auntie. That's what you do because you love it.
You want to back me up on Tiny Bubbles?
You did that last time.
Tiny Bubbles.
Now, Tia knows this.
Come on,
your
Tia.
point, Adam.
Back me
in
up.
the wine.
Make me happy.
Have a good time. I'm just kidding. I know.
You don't know the lyrics.
I did. I knew that Cher song. You have to put the lyrics on.
Bubbles.
In the wine.
Make me happy.
Make me feel fine.
There you go. All right. Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt, but songwriters will not stop writing songs.
Right.
Tia knows this.
They can't
You can't stop.
Yeah. Now, they may be heard, they may be sold, or they may be nothing, but they do it.
But there's a catalog there that's available.
Yes.
Whether people know about it or not. Yeah.
Now, listen, I don't want to throw too much shade on Alana Miles. I'm not sure. She had a little injury. I don't know, she came back or something. And look, whoever's singing Cowboys and all this, I'm a bitch or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, I don't feel like they're sitting around writing songs and doing acoustic sets all day. And I feel the same way about Britney Spears, and I feel the same way. I feel that way about Janis Jackson. I don't feel like they're artists. And her music is fucking horrible because she came into it. She got hot right in the early 90s when all this Jimmy Jam and whatever, all those they're making the worst music ever. That's why it sounds like shit now, by the way.
He also hates that Minnesota song.
Jimmy Jam is awesome.
Oh, this stuff is shit. It sounds like shit. It doesn't hold up at all.
That's the way love goes.
You talking about Janet Jackson?
Yes.
Oh my! Are you crazy, Adam?
Their stuff is
Janet
horrible.
Jackson is amazing. Let me tell you,
those records are great.
Have you ever interviewed Gavin DeGraw on this show? He is a phenomenal artist,
He's awesome.
and every day on his Instagram, he'll go to. First time I met him, he walked into a coffee shop and just started playing the piano.
Yeah,
like he's that guy. He's always and he's such a great guy. I call him like if there was a real life Ted Lasso, he's that guy. Oh, he's like super positive, super great.
Paula Abdul was on a show for 11 seasons where she judged singing. She never sang a song. You know what I mean?
Well, like maybe you get too successful that you're worried that it's not good enough. You can't live up to that.
I don't think you're into it. I don't think they're into it. Like I just think they're kind of guns for hire. They got cast in a part. They fit the outfit and they made the money and they'll come out and do a tour and stuff like that. But they're just not like you'll see the people that you're talking about and we're talking about. You'll turn on TMZ and there'll be some kid's bar mitzvah and whatever, and so has just come. Even a guy Justin Bieber or something like
Yes.
that. He'll walk into the bar mitzvah and go, "Oh fuck it, give me the mic." You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing this. You'll see that with a lot of real performers.
But is it these people that are performing when they don't create a lot of songs? Maybe they're just creating bad songs.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? They're trying, but they can't write. You know, that could be a possibility.
I just don't. Do you think Paula
There
Abdul
is a
likes
fear
music?
factor too.
Oh, I think she likes music, and she would.
Do you think she knows what good music is? Like, do you think she's sitting around listening to Crosby, Stills, and Nash or something?
No.
Like, she doesn't fucking. She doesn't. I don't think she cares about music. Is what I'm saying.
You think she got hot at the time because she was big? She was
The Lakers. She was the Lakers,
and then she got it. So I mean, there
here's
are a lot of
choreographer.
what
it's
I'm
manufactured.
What I'm saying is if you took comedians we're talking about,
No,
and
yeah,
you
I
put
know
them in a
exactly what
room
you're saying.
and you told them to fucking have a few drinks, they'd be talking comedy the whole time. I think if you sat with Paula Abdul for 3 hours, she would never bring up music or what she's into or
Songwriting.
any of that. That's all. By the way, they make some geniuses. They fooled all you stupid people into buying their shit.
Making millions
but I'm
of
done with
dollars
it.
judging other people.
You never liked a Paula Abdul song, Adam?
No, they're embarrassingly
Straight up
bad.
now, tell me, do you really want to love me forever?
No, it's not a song. It's a shit era of music, and it's that Minnesota sound, and it's all.
So you didn't like Prince either?
Prince has more bad songs than he has good songs.
He'll admit there's some good songs.
There
but
are
there
some good songs in there,
Okay.
but the songs you think are great are not when you go back and.
You don't like Dove's Cry?
No.
Oh, heresy.
No, it sounds like shit.
Ah.
By the way,
People have a problem with
You
Prince.
can't be friends with
which
him
is
anymore
Prince
now.
is an amazing artist, an amazing guitar player, an amazing performer who has a bunch of shit songs that people don't know are shit. What is the one I hate the most? The Prince song I hate the most. It's the sexy one or whatever. There's Dove's Cry.
yeah.
All I have to do is name his hits. You guys can do it.
Yeah,
in this
and,
room.
and his halftime show is supposedly the best one that.
He's an amazing performer,
Yeah.
but what is the song? Name his hits.
Sexy motherfucker?
No. Let's see.
Kiss.
Little Red Corvette.
Kiss is bad.
No.
Oh yeah.
I love that song.
I'll tell you what song I do love from him that a lot of people don't like is 07. And we watched them fall.
Has some good songs.
I like Little Red
we got
Corvette.
Purple
Purple
Rain,
Rain.
When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy, Kiss, I Would Die for You, Little Red Corvette, Raspberry Beret.
I mean, those are all jams,
1999.
Adam.
Raspberry Beret's a ditty, and so is Little Red Corvette, and they're nice and they're perfectly fine. But if you listen to, let's see, go back. Sorry, if you listen to Kiss, it's a shit song. It's not a good song. Everyone. Let me tell you something.
Oh, come on,
Come
man.
on, yeah.
No, let me tell you
It's
something.
not his demographic.
Everybody, no, look, I love all music. It's not a good song. People have the same feeling about Prince as
Look
they
at
do
us
with the
jamming.
Beastie Boys. You were high, you were dumb, you were 19, and you worship at the altar of them. They're,
How
All right,
could
well,
you?
listen.
You hate Erotic City.
erotic. All right, well, listen.
Did you hold on? Did you? Oh, I just want to make this clear. Did you just put the Beastie Boys on the level of Prince? That is blasphemy, right there.
People get good. I'm glad you feel that way. I do. White people get violent when you talk about the Beastie Boys, and black people get violent, just in general. But but more specifically,
Michael, why are we here?
I saw the film for that school bus. But if you can't say anything about Prince to a black person, you can't say anything about the Beastie Boys. All right, let's listen.
There it is.
It's half a song. I'll give
So
it half a
hot,
song.
so
It's
hot.
half a song, maybe. But Erotic City, is that the one? Is that the one I love?
Yeah.
My shoes.
That's Erotic City. Also, I don't like songs about how anyone
You don't like
singing
songs about sex?
yeah, like here's what you want some, you can't have it, you want some baby, I'm too hot for you. Like, I don't like any of that. It's too
All
grandiose.
that posturing. Too much pressure. Too much pressure.
All right.
Yeah, this is that
That's
Minnesota.
a shit song.
Okay, but this is not one of his biggest songs, though. I mean, that's like going on an album
It
cut.
got a lot of spins on the radio
but
out here.
this is like going onto a Nirvana album and grabbing.
Oh,
a
you
cut
don't
that-
like a Prince song, Michael Yo?
No,
This is a hit.
I didn't say I liked all of them.
Okay.
This was not one of my favorites.
This is not
It's
one of my
because it
favorites.
sucks. Because it's horrible.
Okay, I'm good with this song.
Yeah.
Make believe.
Maybe we could take some time. We don't
Of
like
course
it, but
I
we
know
know
it. It's been
Yeah.
played on the radio so
course.
fucking much. It's like the Pete Ellis Dodge theme. It's lodged in my brain.
That's because a promotion guy was like giving pizzas out at radio stations with bags of money underneath it.
No, not money. Coke.
Hey, boss, on another note, I went to the internet to prove you right regarding Alana Miles, and I found it very interesting that in the 1990 Juno Awards, Alana Miles won the award for Most Promising Female Vocalist. Mm-hmm. The next year, she won the Grammy, and after that, she disappeared.
It's hanging out with
She
Paul
was-
Abdul.
Voted most promising.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
that's
Never followed
because
through on
That,
that promise.
that song felt like it had poser written all over it to me, and it bothered
Well,
me.
what you're trying
I had
to
no
say,
idea what her
yeah,
story was.
There are artists that love it, and then there are manufactured artists that just go through this industry that a record company makes up and say, "You fit this. We're going to give you this song." Because here's what's interesting about singers versus stand-up comics. A singer can have everybody write their songs, and they get credit for everything. If you're a comic, until you get really big, like there's a lot of big comics that have writers that help out, but they don't write. You got to do it on your own. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
you'll get disrespected. You know, like I met one comic that admitted when he first started, somebody wrote all his jokes because he wanted a TV show. I go, why would you even tell people that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's frowned upon in our industry for people to write your jokes. But an artist, it's a normal thing where somebody
Yeah.
writes
Well,
your
they
songs.
cover songs.
Yeah,
There's
they
no
cover songs.
covering.
I can't cover a Bill Burr joke.
No.
Be like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we can't do that, you know?
Yeah. Well, all right. I won't get started on sampling. I'll spare you guys or what a fucking ripoff that sampling is. But, oh, God. Oh, God.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, God. I had, in the same car ride, I had to listen to
This is a traumatic
I had to
car
listen
ride.
to
This is a rough
fucking
ride.
Puff Daddy cover the Police song.
Oh,
I'll be
Sting.
missing you.
Oh my God!
be
And I'm
missing you.
screaming at the person in the car. This isn't his song. This is a fucking Police song. They're like, he misses Biggie,
Notorious B.I.G. Yeah.
Notorious B.I.G. and he just rips off a Police song.
Do you remember on the Grammys, Sting came out and sang that part?
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great. But I didn't like it. I never liked that song when
No,
he did that.
I don't like it either.
Well, this will probably say you that I knew that song before I knew the Police song.
No.
Yeah, I was a kid. That's what I heard first.
Yeah. Well, as long as Sting gets the licensing fees,
Yeah.
Well, I got to see DJ Khaled knock it out of the park.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
He is the least necessary person who's ever been on stage. Like,
but he gives everybody
incredible.
confidence.
The
He
dude
gives everyone
who
confidence.
moves the mic stand after the guy pulls the mic out is much more important than DJ Khaled in terms of his importance. What do we need? Like, who can we lose off of this stage? Is there anybody that you
not
could lose?
necessary.
Like if you said to anybody, look, we're doing the whole thing, one person's got to leave. Would everyone's top vote be DJ Khaled in terms of this thing we got to do?
Yeah, this ship is sinking. We got to throw
Yeah.
somebody.
Somebody's got to go.
Okay, DJ, he's a producer, though. He produces the music, right?
Good. Lock yourself in
Okay.
your producer booth and never
Yep.
come out.
Okay.
No one
He's
wants
not
to
a
see your
producer, he's a
untalented
reducer.
fat ass up on stage, like pointing at the ceiling, yelling, "We the best." Oh God, yuck! I know you guys love everything.
No.
I hate.
I don't love I will say I knew DJ Khaled 20 years ago. We used to do nights versus each other in Miami when I was the nighttime DJ. He was the nighttime DJ at a radio station in Miami as well.
Oh, he
so
was?
He
I
was.
didn't
He
know
started as a
that.
radio DJ. He put on all these big records, and then that's how he met the rappers, and he started producing, and then he blew up.
I'm gonna revise my theory with I will come around on DJ Khaled like I've come around on the Kardashians, which is to be able to amass this kind of fortune and not possess any discernible talent is really what this country's about. It's amazing. You couldn't pull this shit off anywhere else. There would be nowhere on the planet except for in the greatest country in the world could we have a DJ Khaled on stage, not being able to sing or dance or play an instrument, pointing at the ceiling.
Okay. So let me ask you this. But is there a talent to get people to love you without a talent? Isn't that a talent?
Salesmanship.
It's the best. That's what.
The salesman.
Super
Gavin
impressive.
Newsom has that. He's the worst person in the world, but he gets a bunch of dumb
not.
people to like him. It's a talent. Yes, he's a greaseball. I've interviewed that guy. He's horrible.
Oh,
he's a fucking mess. He's a liar. He cheats on his wife.
But they're
He's a
all
fucking
liars,
idiot.
aren't they?
Yes,
If
he
you're a
can join the
politician-
ranks of all the other liars. That's what
See,
what Gavin Newsom would do.
He was lovely when I met him. I don't
He's
know.
horrible.
I just met
I
him.
mean, so was DJ Khaled. That's what they do. They don't do anything, but they can. Well, actually, their thing is convincing people they're necessary.
Yes.
That's what it is.
And they're good at that.
Do we have anything for me to complain about from the Grammys?
Oh, there's certainly. You want to take a break and we'll.
All right, we'll take a
Yeah.
break. We'll get back to some of that
Oh, my
right after
God.
this.
In celebration of Jim Carolla's upcoming 92nd birthday, here's a list of 92 things Jim Carolla has never done. Number 16. Been to a strip club. Just one of 92 things Jim Carolla has never done. Let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Yeah, I think I did more in the last 3 days than my dad's done in his life. I mean it. I
I'd
think
say
so.
we could cure a lot of the things on this list in a day
Yes.
with your dad. Yeah,
Now-
it'd be easy.
All right. So we got some Grammy recapping to do.
Yes. All right. So Grammys, as we record this, Grammys were just last night. Adam and I were in Solana Beach, so we caught glimpses of it, but I watched the whole thing this morning. So 91 categories. The Grammys had 91
Jesus
categories.
Christ.
Yeah. So they added 5 new ones. So they didn't do them all like they would say, oh, this person won a Grammy earlier
course
today.
not,
Run
yeah.
through
Right,
your-
they do 10 on TV.
They did the main ones
and then I
on
gave
TV.
90 out in the pre-telecast.
That's
Because
exactly.
you did?
I hosted the pre-telecast twice, and I performed there. And Jimmy Jam introduced me on stage with a big aloha. So
I'd like to
don't
pull
be mean
that
to him.
hat right off him and stomp
Come on,
it.
Jimmy
He's
Jam's a
lovely.
genius.
Caused so much
I wish he could have
anguish
produced
in
me.
my life with that horrible genre of music they crapped
Janice
out.
Jackson, as you said.
Janice, sorry,
Yeah.
Janet Jackson. Yeah, the worst.
I didn't know if you were talking about Janis Joplin or
Sorry.
Janet Jackson.
I
was
say-
so confused, but I was like, okay,
I
okay.
said Janice Jackson. Yeah.
Well,
Janet
Jimmy
Jackson.
Jam, yeah, it'll be
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be Janet Jackson. But okay, so music's biggest night was at the Crypto.com Arena, hosted by Trevor Noah.
Yes.
And I thought he did great.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great comic.
He
I like the layout too. Everybody's sitting there on the round tables.
They've been doing that at the award shows now. It's all
Yeah.
now just dinner tables, round tables out front. And so he started off with the monologue. First, Bad Bunny did an opening number, and then Trevor Noah did his monologue. What's interesting about this is he didn't do it on the stage. He was walking the floor and going up to each table and talking to people as he was telling jokes about them. So here's one. He's talking to Harry Styles.
Maybe the next one. Harry Styles is here tonight, everybody. That's right. I mean, what can you say about this man that hasn't been said, huh? Incredible album, mind-blowing tour. What is it, 15-night run at MSG and the Forum, huh?
Harry
Women
Styles.
throw their panties at this man. And then he puts them on, and he looks better in them than they do. Easily the
That was a
world's
great joke.
sexiest
Yeah,
that's funny.
man. Are you
I
kidding?
liked
There's
it.
no competition. Sex symbol of the globe, especially now that they killed off the green M&M. No competition. R.I.P. Green. We miss you. This is the room, people.
Yeah,
we
so
got
he
LA's
just kept
very own.
Yeah.
kept it moving. It was the show's going. So during the
What was that?
during the monologue,
Computer malfunction.
so he's going to each celebrity, and he's kind of losing his place a little bit. And he goes and he says something about Jay-Z, but Jay-Z's not sitting there. So it's just so I just thought it was just kind of interesting that he just talks about Jay-Z, but it's like, and Jay-Z is going to be here later tonight, and we're really excited to see him. And he's just looking at the camera. So. Oh, here, you could watch him do it right here. There's an empty chair. I wonder if that's where...
That's for Elijah.
Beyonce got there late. That's why she got there just before.
Yeah,
one
we'll
of
talk
her
about that
second
in a sec.
award.
Yeah.
House. That's right. Jay-Z is going to be here with us tonight, everybody. Jay-Z's gonna be performing. It's gonna be it's gonna be so special. And I'm looking forward to it because Jay-Z could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but he's here with us, and I appreciate that. Lizzo's joining us.
So no joke.
Well, he's not here with you.
Right. So
Well, you get that joke though, right? You know what Jay-Z's big in one of his big songs. He goes, "I could have been anywhere in the world tonight."
That's why you're here, Michael.
That's a lyric. That's a lyric from Jay-Z.
I love it. Okay, so anyway, now after the first break, it goes back to Trevor, and he sees a bunch of people waiting because the ushers are like, "Oh, don't go yet." People are going. He's like, "Oh, just sit," because everybody's running late to this show. Like LA traffic is just holding everyone back. So here's him coming back from break.
All right, this is it. Everybody's still coming in. People are still filtering. Come on through, y'all. Come on through. Let's get people in. Let's get the people in. We'll get everybody to their seats. We'll get everybody. This is live. This is what's happening.
Yeah, this is
Artists
hilarious.
are coming in. Traffic is holding people back. We're doing our thing. I'm here with some of the fans. Give it up for the fans, everybody.
So, now he's talking to the fans. So during the entire broadcast, there's a round table of fans, each one representing somebody who was nominated for Album of the Year. And they were arguing, "Oh, my artist is going to win. No, I think Harry Styles is going to win. No, Bad Bunny's going to win." And it would just cut to them every once in a while.
They would argue their point.
Yeah, they would say their point and jokingly argue. And this is a round table of it was
like the Hollywood Reporter round table discussing the artists.
And you had a person from all walks of life. You had your whites, your ethnic people, you're gay. You had someone in a wheelchair.
Didn't we see some of that? Oh yeah, we saw some of that backstage. I was like, this is everyone is represented now.
Everyone was. Yeah.
I don't like it.
Everyone's represented
mind-
except for white dudes who like to rock.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Dawson
they're
wasn't
out.
there.
Dawson wasn't there. But white guys that like to rock. I don't want to break it down along racial lines, but I want good-looking people. That's my whole thing.
Just good-looking people.
Just
right?
good-looking. Wherever you come from,
It's not
that's
selling
fine.
Sunset, Adam. This
Good
is
looking,
the
but
Grammy.
their hair can't be too long.
Yeah,
That's all he
Certain
asks.
length, nipple height hair, and good looking.
All right.
Or you're completely ugly. That's the only way Adam will take it. You know?
That's right. That's right. Now, if you have nipple hair, that's a completely different discussion.
So Beyonce made history. She broke the record for most Grammy wins of all time with 32 total awards last night. But the first award that she won, she actually wasn't there. So
Nile Rodgers got up.
Right. So they announced her, and her producer, someone named Nash, got up and just basically, it was censored out, but maybe he swore.
I don't want to be insensitive here, but a lot of the folks going to the Grammys smoke a lot of weed and kind of have their own clock.
It's a party.
You know what I mean? There's no longer Neil Sedaka.
No.
You know what I mean? Like little Jewish guy sitting up front. Maybe they need to start telling everybody. We all do this at home. You know what I mean? The Grammys start at 4.
Yeah,
except for they start at 6.
But the people,
you know what I mean, just to make sure everyone's in.
There, yeah.
But the people that like a Beyonce, it doesn't matter what time it starts. She's going to be late.
Yeah,
she should have a helicopter.
She has 32 awards.
But if you told her it's 4 instead of 6.
She would have found out.
She would have known.
She would have found out. But you know who's on time? All the newly nominated people, all the people that really want to win are there on time.
Yeah, I was there at noon. I was there at noon.
My stepdad.
It started at 6.
My stepdad likes to show up for 4 o'clock Thanksgiving. He likes to get there about 3:15.
Yes.
I just told him 5 o'clock this year. I kicked him back, you know what I mean? Did the reverse math with him. He gets there too early.
Yeah.
And I'm stepping out of the shower, and he's like, "Can I open this bottle?" And I'm like, "Hold on. What are you doing here?" I just shit for people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we need to do that.
You got to make mine later. I keep showing up here before you even arrive.
That's right.
Off topic a little bit, but when you do have a Christmas party or a Thanksgiving party, I like to eat as soon as I get there. I don't like to chit chat for an hour before you get to the food. Just serve the
that's
food,
rude.
and we can chit chat after.
So I'd have a different time for you.
Yes.
Because Tia likes to come and hang out, have a drink, and eat some cheese cubes.
Yeah.
Well,
But you want to sit down and get your feedback on, so I would tell Tia 4 and I'll tell you 6.
Charcuterie, a couple glasses of wine, and then Michael shows up.
That's right.
I will talk to you while I'm eating or after the dinner, but because I get so hungry waiting.
Standing in air conditioning with all those crackers around you.
I just want to eat.
All right. I'm saying I think they're going to have to start adjusting times here or figuring this out, because I think there's a lot of pot going on now, and it's hurting people's timeline. That's all I'm saying. All right. What else?
So supposedly he went up and he said, "Y'all know N-words be on CP time." Beyonce Thanks,
Color
y'all.
people time.
Oh, really?
That's so yeah, and then Trevor had to like once again.
Really? Said that into a mic?
So it was censored. It was censored, but I guess
There was a
other,
lot
other
censored last
broadcasts.
night.
There was, yeah. Everybody was
A
just
lot
swearing
swearing.
during their speeches, and we're on the West Coast. I don't even know if that really matters, but
Yeah, it gets
that was-
bleeped.
it all.
But
gets
who
bleeped.
said that? Sorry.
I believe it's this guy named Nash who was at Beyonce's table who accepted on her behalf, right? And
What
Nile
if like
Rodgers-
James Corden said it?
he was there, but he,
That would be funny.
He didn't swear.
That would be awesome.
so here's Trevor explaining where Beyonce was.
Real, Beyonce is on her way, but the upside of hosting the upside of hosting the Grammys in LA is that everyone can be here. The downside of hosting the Grammys in LA is the traffic. Beyonce is on her way, and just for reference, how are you, Mr. Nowlars? Congratulations. Just for reference, Beyonce has now equaled the record for most Grammys of any individual of all time.
Taylor
This is
Swift
it.
is like,
This is
damn
it.
it.
Yeah. So
Hey, well, let me say this. Is there, listen, everyone listen to me. Sit down. Listen to me. I'm going to take my glasses
Yeah,
off.
that's why you got to take
I'm
them
being
off. You got to
truthful.
take them off for this.
Everybody, Beyonce and beyond, say. beyond, say. Everyone, in this crackpot town of ours. With the ubiquity of ways, is there any more fucking excuses anymore? Like, seriously, when people like, oh, man, sorry, I thought it was going to take. I did a show in Solana Beach, just,
2 hours away.
an hour. It was 127 miles away. The first show started at 6:30 in the AMPM, but sharp because there's going to be a late show and they want to turn the room around and blah, blah, blah. I'm coming from goddamn deep Malibu, but I got ways. So I don't know when the fuck to leave. Like, how long is it going to take to get from Malibu to Solana Beach? 127 miles? I don't know. I want to know two things. I want to get there before 6:30, but not really before 6, because I don't want to just hang out. It's a long night. I'm not going to come home till 1 a.m. I get that phone. I check it the day before. I check it at 1 in the afternoon. That's 2 hours and 8 minutes. I'm thinking, I think if we leave right at 4, it'll get me in about 6:10. Check it at 3. There's ways, pardon the pun, of figuring this shit the fuck out. The excuse in 2023 of whomever it is who's like meeting you for lunch or like, oh man, sorry, it's the Beverly Center. I'm coming from I'm on the other side of I'm in Culver City. You got ways, bitch.
It's
you can figure it all the
disrespectful.
fuck out.
Disrespectful.
All in advance.
Right.
All in advance.
When somebody tells me in LA, oh, it's traffic, it's like this was the only day there was ever traffic in
Right.
LA. Like, this is how we live.
You have
in
to
traffic.
plan ahead.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what it is.
Rolled into Solana Beach at 6:15. Perfect. But I knew it the day before. I'm just saying, no more excuses with this
Even
shit.
if you're Beyonce, or
Not
Even
even-
Beyonce.
But
Yeah.
Beyonce
She can afford
pur-
a helicopter.
But Beyonce purposely doesn't want to be there on
think
time.
so?
I mean, it's 100%.
They'll work around
She
me.
is known for being notoriously late. Like on a red carpet, if she's supposed to be there. This is why I hate doing entertainment. I would have to stand on the red carpet. Everybody's done by 8. She'll show up at 11.
Really?
So they make us stay because and she's not going to talk to anybody. You just got to stay to say, hey, Beyonce, yell out a question. And I felt that is the worst I've ever felt in my life is waiting for a celebrity. Rihanna was like, everybody's like that. The big
Who's the latest? Rihanna?
No, the
Beyonce?
latest Beyonce.
Really?
Rihanna, I had to do a video shoot with her. Like she was shooting a video. She made me wait 3 days for an interview. I had to go back 3 days.
Paul Anka wouldn't have done that to you.
Nah.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
He would have been right there.
That's right there.
Probably brought something. You know what I mean?
Brought you a
As
gift.
soon as I rolled up, he would have opened my car door.
That's right. All right. So
So here's the dream. Nash is he goes by the dream. He
Yeah,
wrote
the
Cuff
dream.
the dream. Yeah, and here's him accepting the award. You can hear it.
Y'all know niggas be on CP time. Beyonce, thanks y'all.
Be on CP time.
Yeah. So
wow.
yeah. So
I missed that.
Beyonce. Well, that was bleeped out. Yeah, but Beyonce was late. So another performance. Lizzo performed. She had
Yeah.
the choir.
Okay, here it goes.
Playing a flute.
Well, no, I'm not.
I like Lizzo.
Yeah. She.
I mean, no. What I don't like is her hopping in a thong back and then screaming at everyone for judging her and while she's eating a donut. And it's like, just fucking play your music.
Yeah,
It's
she's
fine.
a great musician.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she is, and her outfit is a lot more classier than a thong back. So this is just a part song. This had some of the Wow Wow Wubsy feels because she's going for more of a positivity in her music, right? So here's her singing her new song, telling everyone they're special. Got the choir.
Hold on a second. She got some plus size backup dancers.
Yeah, she's actually introed by one of her.
How disappointed would you be if a guy wanted to set you up with a backup dancer from the Grammys and you're like, sounds hot.
Right.
Well, so she promotes body positivity, and so all of her backup dancers are plus sized as well, and she makes sure to include.
Hey, listen, that's great, except for when the international tour hits and you got to cart those fat asses all over the globe. You know what I mean? And you're trying to save money, and they're on the Southwest flight.
No comment.
No one wants to sit. No one can sit in the middle
I'm
seat.
not a party to this. I'm
you
not a
gotta
party to
pay
this.
for the middle seat. You got to pay for that middle seat because they got to have room on that
It's not like
Southwest
ancient
flight.
Egypt where you actually carry them on a litter or anything.
Hey
They
man,
walk,
that fuel
get on an
ain't
airplane.
cheap, man. Jet A.
Yeah.
It's all expensive. And you got to get the added seatbelt, the seatbelt extender in there. Okay. Nope. All right. Hey, I'm just a bottom line guy. We're trying to work out the tour. Then there's food. You goes pay for the food on the tour. I mean, you've just added 35% to the cost of touring.
Yeah, think about tire pressure too. If you're on
Tire
a bus,
pressure
you're
on
on
a bus.
tour. I mean,
No, but back in the day, you get the 108-pound chick peaked up on coke, didn't eat anything.
right, throw her
Throw
the
her
luggage.
the fucking
We're
luggage.
fine. Yeah,
That's right. It's a different time. Hey, they go on tour to make money. That's all I'm saying. All right, sorry.
Lizzo
Michael's standing on the fifth.
I'm just like, yeah.
During one of her speeches, she thanked Beyonce personally. It was a very beautiful moment.
was awesome.
Another thing everybody's talking about is Madonna.
Oh, no. Here we go.
She doesn't look the same, and everyone's kind of wondering what's going on. So here's her introing. So she's going to intro a Sam Smith song. We'll just play a couple seconds of that, and then we can take a look at it.
Speaking of plus size, Sam Smith's plus size now, right? Is that Sam Smith?
He's gotten a little thicker.
A little thicker.
Well, he wears very baggy clothes, but
I loved
Oh,
his song.
you gotta-
I loved
like, our
his song,
dresses.
though.
Find his video where he's got his like pasties on and shit.
Oh, I didn't
think
see that.
He's put on a anyway. Madonna. Sorry.
here's Madonna introing the Sam Smith song.
Are you ready for a little controversy?
Hyping everyone
Come
up.
on, people, let's make some noise.
She looks uncomfortable up there.
I think she's kind of realizing that people don't really care about her that much.
Well, they certainly did last night.
Well, this is interesting because did they ever go close up on Madonna?
Her
No.
face.
No,
But we do have a close-up picture.
No, but what I'm saying is a lot of artists, once they get to a certain point, they're like, I don't want close up. So you could tell someone that doesn't want a close up because they would do like a, you know,
They pull in tight.
They pull in tight.
Yeah.
She probably
Yeah.
said you got to keep it wide on this. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she is obsessed. Oh, now we talking about Sam Smith.
Yeah. Well, put on a couple.
She's obsessed.
She's obsessed with being young, and it's kind of like no one can stay young forever. Just
That's exactly right. Yeah.
You know,
She did too much to her
she did
face.
too much.
It looked like there was too much filler. Like
I
it
mean,
has to
look
calm
at
down.
that. You know, it's kind of like I'm trying to stay
Yeah.
young, and now you're turning into something. You don't even look like a human anymore. You know, when you start putting too much stuff in your face,
Right.
It just
Yeah.
looks plastic now. And I love Madonna, but I mean, just be old.
And a big thing is like taking out the.
know?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. No, remember
Just
those
be old.
Instagram pictures she's posting of like her butt and all this, and like she's still trying to be really sexy and provocative. And I think I heard like a big thing too is like the cheeks, like taking out the cheek fat on your face, like to make you look younger. Like so like you get those indents right there.
I go.
Like, and
you got to go
pulling-
like the Helen Mirren sort of route where you just look older, gracefully.
Just a
Because you're
little
old.
older, yeah.
Yes, it's fine.
Embrace it. Yeah.
I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with a little fillers here and there, but when you some people take it way too far.
Yeah, she
like
did
when they
too
get,
much. You
When
can see.
certain women get lips, but then they look like pufferfish. I mean, their lips are just
groupers.
Yeah, just huge.
Like the lips enter the room 5 minutes before they do.
It's like you think.
But I'm kind of weirdly wondering if there's like a new category, like when fake tits were all the rage and chicks weren't hiding it. They were just like, I got these big fake titties, and they look kind of weird, but it was its own category now, like its own weird
symbol,
look,
like a new purse.
It was,
and I wonder if there's like too much work is like a new category now, because they don't seem to be hiding it very well, and whoever's doing it is not doing a nuanced job of it. You know?
Well, I know, like with the fake breasts back in the day. Now it's. Women are taking them out. It's not even. It used to be a status symbol, like you said. It was a lot of money at the time, and people it was like back in the day, like $8 to $10 grand to get them, and not everybody could afford that. Now, I think you're going to look at this, 10 years from now, and go, why were people just filling up their face with stuff like that?
But it takes great restraint to utilize the tools that you have at your fingertips. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Exactly.
There you go. Yeah. I heard like
Be
if
careful.
you do when you do something like that, you just do a little bit each time, but then the more you do it, the more you forget what you originally looked like, and you just think you're just altering what you have now. Does that make sense? Like,
no, I get it done. That's what I'm saying. I don't mind. I get a little done here because
like Botox.
He's pointing at his balls. If you're listening,
That helps lift them. It helps lift them.
And
lifts
separate.
the balls.
Tighten them up.
It's like the eyebrow thing lifts. Yeah.
No, so I do it
separates.
I do it right in the forehead area and the cheek area. Oh well,
That's why you're so youthful.
but I do it once every 6 months. So that's the thing. It's like going to the gym.
Career
Like,
longevity.
Absolutely. So that's nothing wrong. And I will always, if I get older, I look older, but I'm not trying to look like a completely different person ever.
Well, I mean, she made this sort of deal with the devil where she was going to be this sex pot and seemed to be so fixated on it and never, I don't know. I mean, maybe in a weird way, Cher is a little bit that way where they just went, here's who I am. I don't know, on the opposite side of the coin, there's like Michael Moore. It's like, I'm a frumpy lesbian trucker, and I got to wear a fucking sweat jacket and a beat-up trucker hat and have gravy on my chest. Like, I think people make this deal where they become like almost mascots more than they become people, and then they just...
A caricature of who they started out as.
And they just write it. You know what I mean?
And they can't let go of it either.
Right.
Like where
Like you complaining about everything.
That's right.
Not you.
Yeah.
like Elizabeth Hurley. She's known as all her life sexy, and she's still sexy, and really hasn't done a lot with her face, but she's still beautiful. She's still.
But
sexy.
I always think like, yes, you go, oh, look at her, she's perfect. She never, but maybe she does stuff. She just does it really
I'm
well.
sure she does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not bad to use technology or whatever's out there. Just don't overuse
With great
That's right.
restraint
Yes.
and a good eye. If you trust your face to somebody and they think that this is beautiful, but it looks foreign and ridiculous, that's you're putting your face in somebody else's hands. You just don't know.
And
you
get
know?
better friends.
People that
will
tell
tell
you
you the
no,
truth.
stop being crazy.
They got to pipe up.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Everyone needs their friend from the neighborhood around. I tried when I was like 23.
To get filler?
Where'd
you fill?
I work with this. I work with a dude named Kelly who was from Colorado. It's considered exotic. I live here my whole life. It's from Colorado. God, I'm trying to think of where he lived in Colorado. He lived in Colorado and he came here. And I work with this dude installing closets. And he had black cowboy boots. And I was like, those look cool. I was like, yeah, I'm from Colorado. And I bought a pair of black cowboy boots and I showed my friends, and they were like, get the fuck out of here. No, we're not going out. No, take the boots off. I couldn't even fucking wear cowboy boots without them physically assaulting me.
Those are good friends. Good friends.
good
You
friends.
can't pull that shit off.
No.
You're from North Hollywood. We're not going out unless you take the boots off.
Yeah.
So,
Great friends.
Yes, they would never let me do this.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Protecting you from yourself.
Boots. I couldn't even do boots because I'm from Valley Village and nobody wore.
And you still can't do boots.
I
So I'm
can't
telling
do
you
it.
that,
I
no.
never. Oh, by the way, lesson learned.
Yeah.
Threw the fucking boots away. Never wore them. Paid $90 for boots, and I never wore them because I couldn't. Because all my friends made fun of me.
Yep.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's what real friends do.
Yes.
Yeah. And maybe this will put your faith in the Grammys again, Adam. So, Song of the Year, some of the nominees were Beyonce, Adele, Taylor Swift, Harry Styles. But the winner was for the song Just Like That by Bonnie Raitt.
Wow.
And she was shocked. Like,
Yeah.
she
Probably should have been.
She couldn't believe it. Like she didn't have anything ready.
I love
she just,
Bonnie Raitt.
Oh yeah, what's not to love?
Love her.
So yeah, so that was really interesting to see Bonnie Raitt win Song of the Year. Also, the Grammys celebrated the 50th anniversary of hip hop. And they did this huge hip hop medley with, that just dated back from like
Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
It was a
in
timepiece. It like took you through the time of hip hop.
Yeah, it was great. Missy Elliott, Queen Latifah was rapping, LL Cool J, Run DMC, Salt and Peppa. Here's Busta Rhymes. I just wanted to play this because it was incredible.
I sat next to him one year.
You gotta keep the dice on when you're doing that thing over there, homie.
Here we go.
Let's go. Cause I feel like I'm running and I feel like I gotta get away. Better know that I don't and I won't ever stop. Cause I gotta win every day. Should have been doing when plot me.
Jay-Z's loving it. Drake.
Every time I come in and I gotta say that, then I gotta go in and I gotta get it, then I gotta blow in and I gotta try to get a little thing.
No idea what he's saying, but
That song was so big.
yeah, it's
Back in the day.
so fast. Yeah.
He's like that bare naked lady song.
Chickadee, chicken.
I should come up to him and go, Mr. Rhymes, not since you're in the bare naked ladies. Come on. Anyway, not since them have I seen a gentleman rap with such precision. That's amazing what you're able to do with your mouth.
I hope he hears.
He probably
it,
would have taken that as quite a feather in
I
his
bet.
cap.
I bet.
Chinese chicken.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. What's the name of that song?
I don't know.
Chinese.
Should we play it?
It goes chickadee China, the Chinese chicken.
Have a drumstick in your brain.
Yeah, where was that guy from the bare naked ladies?
One week.
He was a
It's called
pioneer.
1 week.
Yeah.
1 week. Yeah, 1 week.
No representation at all. No bare naked lady
Yeah,
band
that
members.
whole medley.
Oh!
No, one bare naked lady.
Wow,
Unbelievable.
Harlan Williams is going to be crestfallen.
Yeah, write some letters.
So there was a big controversy last night on the show as well. Aaron Carter. I don't know if you were not going to memoriam. He was not in it.
He didn't make it.
And then people got his fans.
There's
got
always people
somebody,
that gets forgotten in memoriam.
And they had lawyers in it too, and producers and stuff.
I mean,
It's
it's
the
just hard to
Grammys.
remember everybody. August made a interesting comment. He's like, the Grammys is the only award show where the in memoriam the average age is 35.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. It's sad.
Well, let me ask you guys about a guy who I don't like, except for I'm not really sure why I don't like him. But I have heard him interview, and he just sounds like a complete dope. But maybe his music is good. Machine Gun Kelly.
I've heard a couple of his songs. I liked them.
I'm not a fan.
Does he seem dopey? And is his music crappy?
Or
very cocky.
He's very cocky. He changed styles a bunch of times too. Like he never really stuck to one thing. Like, I'm gonna.
I don't know if he's from Florida, but he just seems like every doofus from Florida to me.
You know
but
what?
He invented this thing. That's kind of what I'm reacting to. I don't get it, but is his music? But sometimes it's like, maybe his music's good.
But like DJ Khaled, I think he's well liked. Like, for the people that know him, yeah.
Respected though?
Not respected, liked. Like, I like this guy.
So
Like,
he
good
plays
hang.
the guitar, sings the song. Like he was nominated, I think. My whole thing is like, I just want to see a picture of this dude in junior high with his fucking puka shells and bangs. You know what I mean?
That probably exists.
But I would say he is an artist. Like he's always trying to put out different music,
and
whether it's good or not.
plays,
And
right?
he plays, yeah. So he's an artist. He always trying to put out music, whether it's good or not. That's up to the people.
Yeah, he
but-
just had a documentary last year, which I thought was weird.
And
Like,
he's
so
dating-
young. He's
married to Megan Kelly. I mean
Megan
Megan
Fox.
Fox. Megan Kelly.
No, they got married?
Or he's dating
yeah,
Megan
yeah.
Fox.
Oh, look, he's a
there we
football player for the
go.
Spartans. There you go.
Aw.
Oh, for the Spartans. That's a picture of him. See, my whole thing is like, I just want to see pictures of these guys when they're 15.
Yeah.
And now show me this version of you. It's cooked up. But I will say this. My kids' high school are the Spartans. And the Spartans are like the most aggressive elite fighting force in the history of the world. And I got a note from the school today from like the vice whatever guy. And it says home of the Spartans on it. And then underneath it, it says fucking pronouns. And I'm like, the Spartans wouldn't have liked the pronouns, bro.
Yep.
this is bullshit. Knock it off. They probably would have fucking sacrificed your ass with these pussy pronouns. I don't need your fucking pronouns. You're a fucking adult. Go run the fucking school.
Wait, so how?
Jesus Christ.
So it says Spartans, and then it says he
him.
It says his name.
Wait, whose name?
The principal or the vice or whoever. It says his name, his pronouns, and then underneath it, it's home of the Spartans.
My question is...
I don't think that's the home of the Spartans. That's a home of fucking weak people.
Okay.
Who got twisted up.
I never... and I always wonder why to represent that... I never... How did it come up that people started doing that? What is the cause
They're
of that?
They're just scared. People are scared.
Trans women, trans men, they want to be recognized as female, even though they look like a male to your eye.
But why?
Just now.
I'm just asking a question. Why would I have to put that in my title?
You wouldn't. You shouldn't.
You don't.
No, you only do
to.
it when you're scared. They scared everyone. No one wanted to be called homophobic or whatever.
I get that, but why would this principal, if this principal just sent a letter and didn't do that, nobody would even question it, or would they?
They wouldn't question it. But if he puts it out there, then he's showing support.
That's why they do it.
He's showing his wokeness.
He's virtue signaling.
He's trying to let people know, hey, I recognize this.
Right, except for the problem is when I see it, I go, oh, fuck. It doesn't signal support. It signals weakness.
He's lifting his skirt and signaling something else.
Yes. You have to do shit. Chris told me I had to put a black box for Black Lives Matter.
You had
You said I had to do it.
I asked you if you wanted to do it.
2 years ago. What'd I say?
What about his black box?
Remember when everybody made put a black square on Instagram in support of the whole George Floyd black?
Well, my thing.
I asked him, hey, is that something you want to do? And Ab said no. And then I said fine, and I left.
He cried I
cried my car for a few hours.
Like a her, she.
Okay, this is the comedy part of the show.
No, but the whole point is people don't want to get hassled. There's a movement, the shit. They don't know about Black Lives Matter. They don't know about he, she, whatever. They just go, fuck it, put the pronouns in. I want to get on with my life.
Of course, I'm not against it, but I just find it, when I see it, I'm like, why are they, I'm
against it.
Why are they doing that?
Because they're weak.
If it shows support, I get one thing. But you can show support in other ways. Because
but that's easier.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people just doing it to say I did it and I'm supporting, but you haven't really done anything. You're just putting these words on next to your name.
And you're making Adam mad.
And you're making Adam mad.
Just shut up, everybody. No, it's bad. You shouldn't do it, and the reason you shouldn't do it is because the ask never stops there. It's here's what we're doing, and then you go, okay, fine, and then they go, oh, now we're going to keep going. That's the problem. The problem is you go, well, what's wrong with people that have had transgender surgery, gender reassignment surgery, and have become women using the women's locker room? And you go, yeah, all right, I'll buy into that. And then they go, all right, well, what about someone who's pre-op? And you go, what? Well, what if someone just announces they're a chick, but they're a dude, but they want to go, it doesn't end. That's the whole thing. You have to fucking pump the brakes because they're fucking lunatics. So you have to go, no, I'm not going along with this. And then they go, well, what's so wrong with whatever? And nothing's wrong with this. It's just you guys have a rich history of never stopping with the ask. And at some point, then we get the dude with his cock and balls standing in the girls' locker room because you guys never stop. That's what I'm saying.
That's possibly true. But what about
100%?
Well, what about the opposite? Why doesn't everyone ever mention? Oh, what about the woman in the guys' locker room? We always go to the male version in a female locker room.
I don't think they go in. I don't know.
But we never have the woman going into.
They don't do it. I don't think.
Well, whether they do it or not, too, I think it just.
We always use the male version of something because it's the most intimidating.
Right.
But a woman doing the same thing, it should be on the same level as that. Going into a boys' locker room.
It should be, but I just don't think it feels that way, right? If there's a guy in a group,
no, it's like sports. Nobody has a beef about a biological woman announcing she's a man and competing against male swimmers.
Yeah.
And you go, how come that doesn't happen? It doesn't happen because there's no advantage to it and no one would care.
Gotcha.
So if you go, oh, everyone's so uptight about this, if you reversed it the other way, no one really cares in the sports department.
Gotcha.
But they do. They are saying that a biological male transitioning to female, but then to go and compete against other born females because of the physical musculature of a male. It gave them too much of an advantage in a female sport. So I don't know where we landed on the side of that argument, but
we didn't like that. But we don't care if you're a woman who wants to compete with men.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out. There's no advantage.
And a lot of women in those sports are getting upset now and are coming out saying, "I don't want to compete against
a trans woman,
who was previously
a male,
right, because there is a physical advantage,
right.
That makes this unfair."
All right, let's. What do we got? One more Grammy thing.
Well, we gotta dissect the Khaled performance. All
right, we gotta watch our favorite.
Which?
The DJ Khaled.
Yeah, let's see.
So
The
after Harry Styles won Album of the Year, they turned over to DJ Khaled because he had a song. He has a song called "God Did," and it's an epic 8-minute song with Rick Ross and Lil Wayne and John Legend performed. And
is this where they're at the table?
Yeah, and a 4-minute verse from Jay-Z, which is, by the way, this is his first Grammy performance since like 2014. He was boycotting the Grammys for a while.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, because he just didn't like the way the Recording Academy was picking and choosing the winners, and he just didn't believe that he didn't agree with a lot of it.
Hip-hop wasn't represented and given a fair shake.
So he was boycotting, but then once Beyonce started winning a bunch more awards, like, okay, maybe I'll come check it out again. And now he is performing for the first time. So let's watch the opening. So right after Harry Styles wins the award, here is DJ Khaled introducing his song. And
hold on. Let's take a break, and then we'll tease it.
Right.
We'll do it when we come back. Right after this.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Adam Carolla. I forgot what I called about.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
All right. So, Tia, Michael hanging in. We got DJ Khaled. I have a perfect analogy for him in a minute, but we'll watch him because there's something I was talking about on the way to Solana Beach.
Oh, so this is him introing his song.
Perfect. I have my mom and my grandma. Perfect analogy about DJ Khaled. It's going to be perfect.
Wait.
Yeah.
This is God Did.
It breaks my heart. They ain't believe in us. They play themselves. While you over there hating and being jealous, you could be over here embracing that love, more life, more blessings. God did. Win with us, or watch us win. I'ma take it outside. I'ma take it to the streets.
All right, so that is the intro to the song, and then he has to run outside because the rest of the performance is outside.
Is that a COVID thing? So he runs outside, and then who joins him on this
so
one?
let's kick it off with Rick Ross taking the first verse, and DJ Khaled. I don't know how he got there. This is 30 seconds later, so he was inside there. And
he's not fleet of foot either, the man.
Yeah, there had to have been a golf cart involved or something.
Do you think it's probably pre-taped?
No, I don't think it was pre-taped because Trevor Noah came out at the end and said, "All right, that was a Grammy. Thanks everybody for coming in," and blah blah blah. So, but here we go. Here's Rick Ross. TJ's just walked up. Neil's next, like right next to him. Yeah. And this is like film. It's very cinematic.
Yeah. He's down on his knees, got his hands up to the heavens.
And now he's yelling stuff. He's not rapping. So
I'll save Does he rap?
No.
He yells stuff.
He's a hype man.
He is a hype man.
All right, so who all was in this? We got Rick Ross,
John Legend,
Lil Wayne,
Jay-Z. And Jay-Z. In this song, Jay-Z has a 4-minute verse. It's like
at the table.
Yeah, at the table, and he talks. He basically raps his career like, I was selling drugs, and now I'm here. And then in the table, we were watching this table, and you're looking at it, and it was just full of stuff. And you're like, Adam just looks at it because we have it on the TV at the back of the club, and he just looks and he goes, I hope somebody eats all that food.
I hate when people throw away food. It's so ugly.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, that's so much food.
Give it to somebody. Let the homeless people all loose on it.
When Jay-Z did his 4-minute verse, did Khaled drop to his knees beside him? Or was Khaled just
Khaled was
to his
sat
knees?
at the table drinking wine.
Can you imagine Khaled dropping to his knees next to him?
So I was saying, and then now I'm going to bring it all back to DJ Khaled.
Yes.
I was saying on the ride to Solana Beach, I was explaining that my grandmother would throw a party once in a while, like maybe every 3 years, right? And this my family rolled this way. They didn't really throw parties or entertain or anything. But my mom later on, if she threw something. But what my grandmother would do, she'd go, all right, I'm throwing a dinner party. And then everyone would go, good, I'm going to invite everybody. Good. It's potluck. And everyone go, well, that sounds fun. How's that work? Well, I'll tell you how it works. You bring the casserole. You bring the dessert. Adam, you bring the wine and the champagne. Who's bringing the rack of lamb? And she would convince everyone that she was throwing a fucking dinner party, except for everyone would have to schlep over the bean dip and the fucking cheese cubes. And she wouldn't do anything. And then a big argument about who's chafing dish or who's crock pot. Where's my pot? Because these people were like, their pot was about 80% of their net worth. Like lots of discussions of, well, people are still enjoying it, Roberta. Make sure you clean it and then bring it back. And then an argument. And then I realized, she wasn't throwing a party. She was just fucking assigning. And then later on, when my mom threw a party, she's the same thing. I'd have to go to Dupar's and get 3 fucking pies for $50 because she was throwing a party. She'd go, you bring the dessert, you bring the champagne, you bring the casserole. And she was assigning everything to everyone.
Yeah.
And I realized that's what DJ Khaled does. He's like
that.
fucking Helen Gorog in North Hollywood in 1977. She says, I'm throwing a party, and you go to Jimmy Kimmel's house when he throws a fucking party. You don't show up dragging food to his house. You go there to eat his food. That's how it works. DJ's just going, hey, I got a song. You do? Yeah, this guy sings, then that guy sings, then I point at that guy, then I point at the ceiling, then I get on my knees, and then he's doing what my grandma does with parties. He's assigning food to everybody.
So you're acknowledging his house is the music then? And everybody's bringing their talent to his house.
I don't know what he does as a producer. I've only seen him on.
That's exactly
I
right.
know. I've only seen him on stage doing nothing. I've not seen him producing.
No, you're right. Like, I mean, he's the guy that brings people together. And like, let's say that your grandma's party was just
Helen Gorog was a fucking genius. She figured out a way to throw a party and get credit for throwing a party and have everyone else schlep the food to her house.
Yeah, she brings all the good people to have a party. It's a rager. Everyone's having a good time, and then they go, man, Helen.
She could throw a party.
Yeah, Helen.
Right.
And then and they love Helen. That's kind of like
That is a talent. That is a talent.
And that's why I'm starting to turn like I'm starting to love DJ Khaled now. I don't know why. Just like whenever I see him on screen now, I'm in a good mood. I'm happy. Whether I'm laughing at him or with him or whatever, but I'm just there's something about him that's just magical now. And
he sets up the potluck.
And look, and I think just like my Machine Gun Kelly argument, everybody actually genuinely likes this guy, like who works with him.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. Jay-Z is like, all right, Khaled, take it. And he's like hyping Khaled to yell more. And John Legend, John Legend's there, and he's singing. Like, why would John Legend agree to something like this if he's just going to get yelled over?
But Adam, you should like Khaled because he came from the bottom and then he made it. Just like he may have not been making houses, but he was a local radio DJ, and now look at him. You know, I mean, that's pretty cool.
I'll turn the corner.
Oh yeah, bat radio.
And I bet he flatters them because my grandmother would do that. Oh, Trudy Mandel, some of your world famous 7-layer dip would certainly delight the folks who came to my house. Yeah. Really? You think they like it that much? Oh, Trudy, the 7-layer dip's out of this world. Okay, I'll make some.
It'd be like Jay-Z, you know, Rick Ross, Jay-Z is going to be on this song, and this is going to be amazing. You want to be a part of it.
Fan.
Yeah, he's a huge fan of yours and all that stuff. So
it's a picture of my grandma.
Oh,
wearing a huge thing on her neck. Look how
Is
miserable.
That you in the corduroys?
That's me. And look how miserable my mom looks. She always looked miserable. Yeah,
because she's always thinking of the next potluck. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Your sister's like Angelina Jolie with the stance.
She's like, yeah, and I noticed that after my grandma died, my mom took over her legacy of assigning shit. Like I remember, I lived in Hollywood, like in the Hollywood Hills, and they lived in North Hollywood, and I had to go buy Dupar's in Studio City, like way the fuck out of the way and get a bunch of pies. And I was like, "It's your Christmas party, right?" Like, yeah, just swing by, get the pies. Yeah.
That picture is the most depressing family portrait of all time.
It is, isn't it?
No one is happy. Why pose for the picture?
Everyone was miserable in my family.
I've seen people on death row with better, happier expressions than
Well,
that.
my mom...
I like the fashion.
My mom would never smile for the picture because she didn't want any record of her being happy left behind for future civilizations to examine. So my mom just had a miserable look all the time. My grandmother was... Everyone was miserable.
Like,
Maybe
actually
she's trying to be
miserable?
sultry. She's trying to be like,
No, that's not no Black Velvet scene here. No, my family...
miserable or happy?
My mom was miserable. Miserable.
your dad was Bob Ross.
My dad looked like
Bob Ross. It does look like Bob Ross.
My dad was just...
He's a really good painter.
I didn't know if my dad was miserable or not. He just kind of there. He didn't really do stuff. He just hung out. He wasn't miserable. My sister was miserable because she was raised by these two.
Yeah.
I always had a sense of humor and liked sports and was out of the house fucking around on my bike all the time and stuff. So I was sort of staved off whatever that misery was because I hung out at everyone else's house and ate their food. And my grandmother, my mom was a smoldering misery, and my grandmother was more little bursts of anger, but generally okay with little bursts of anger. My mom was
adjacent.
My mom was just a steady drip of depression and misery. Yeah, they were joyful people. That's where I got my sense of humor.
Happy holidays.
But it did. I was funny that I was just talking about her potluck Ponzi scheme. It should have been a Ponzi. Should have been a Ponzluck party. She was running a fucking grift on everybody, and at the end of the night, she'd end up with a couple of extra bowls too. You know, because people got drunk and forgot their shit. And these poor people. They weren't caterers, you know. They'd have a fucking tub of goulash or something in the back seat of their car with like foil over it, but it'd spill on the seat and stuff. They have to get that's hot. Helen, give me a towel. It's hot, you know.
And no dishes at the end of the night. You don't have to clean anything, pretty much.
No,
just throw it in the trash.
Everyone had to bring all their shit home with them.
See, a shade of genius.
There you go.
Yeah, but the potluck Ponzi scheme, yeah. And don't get me started on the grab bag. That was another bullshit. They have all these grab bag.
What is a grab bag?
They basically come up with fun euphemistic titles for shit. Like it's a party where you have to bring your own food is what they should call it, but they call it potluck, and everyone goes, "Ooh, that's fun. I don't know, count me in on this potluck." Grab bag is where the world's cheapest people, the purveyors of potluck Ponzi,
from the people that brought you potluck,
from the purveyors of potluck Ponzi scheme, from the producers of potluck Ponzi, comes the grab bag. These are the same cheapest motherfuckers on the planet. See, the thing about getting a present for somebody when you're super cheap is, look, you know, I don't like spending money on other people, but I can't buy Jimmy Kimmel a used book on Amazon for $3 and go, there you have, Merry Christmas, you know, and he's going to look at it. You can't even get anyone a cheap bottle of wine anymore because they just go look it up. It's like $9, Trader Joe's. Thanks a lot. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that shit. That's where the grab bag comes in.
Is that White Elephant? No.
Yeah, it's kind of. It is. I didn't even. The grab bag is. They all buy the cheapest fucking gift in the world, like $3. We got a shrimp deveiner. I didn't even know we didn't even have shrimp. I was like the plastic thing with a fork on the end of it.
You got a honey spindle.
Honey spindle. Like that. You wrap it up. You wrap it. You throw it in, and your name's not on it.
Ah, okay.
So
everybody pulls.
Everybody goes, get the heaviest one or get the biggest one, and then you bring it. And it's 8 of the cheapest motherfuckers on the planet spending nothing, and then everyone's going good, except for everyone gets fucked because everyone's cheap and there's nothing in the grab bag. But after the potluck Ponzi, we got into the grab bag grift. Oh, the grift of the grab bag.
Excellent.
That's all that took place at my house.
That's my next party. My next party, you're all invited.
There you go.
No, Jimmy did like a white elephant thing, whatever, at his house for Christmas, but he's like $50 minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to put a number on it. Yeah.
You got to put a floorboard on it.
What did you buy?
I don't know.
He's not gonna
something
admit.
for $50. I don't know, on Amazon or
Somebody gave
something.
him a gift. He
then
regifted.
I got screwed because everybody, you got to bring one for everybody. Like if you bring in 2 kids, you got to bring 2 $50 gifts. So I get the 2 $50 gifts, and then my daughter drops out last minute.
Yep.
So now I'm $100 in, and then I got up there, had a few pops, forgot how things work, and never got my gift. I'm just $100 to the bath. That's all I did. I drank $80 worth of whiskey.
There were 2 extra ones at the table. Somebody took 2.
I don't know. Then my son did. No, wait. Was it my daughter or my son? Yeah, my son did one. And then forgot about it. Like someone traded. He did one, got something. Somebody traded him, and then he left behind whatever for nothing.
That's mean when they let you trade and somebody's like, I want that. And you have to allow them to take it. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
It's terrible. And kids are like, I wanted that toilet seat cover. Or
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never been to
with
one
the
of those.
butterflies on it.
It's never stop fussing over a toilet seat cover.
Well, it had butterflies on it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, this sounds like a personal story that actually happened. Now,
I'm getting depressed. Let's get back to DJ Khaled.
Well, also I was thinking like DJ Khaled, kind of like your cowboy boots argument. I bet he sees all the hate and he just doesn't care. Like people probably tell him, "Hey, man, don't go dribbling that basketball at that Heat game tonight." Like, come on.
It makes him relevant, though. And some people thrive in hate, and he's one of those dudes, I guess. You know, just like the Kardashians, they thrive in hate.
But he thrives with positivity, which is it's interesting.
Yeah, that's the Ellen.
I wish my grandmother did that. I would have forgiven her if she did the potluck Ponzi scheme, but then pointed at the ceiling and yelled, "We the best," like over and over again. and then
God did. God did.
Trudy Mandel's casserole when she the best, and we're all blessed. I would have been like, okay,
Nobody
some
did believe
positivity.
in us.
Here's the thing, though, and I think this is to Adam's point. I think the reason we don't like him is the lady doth protest too much. The one who says that you're the best all the time and check out everything I do and God gave me all these gifts and my son's a fucking angel. Shut the fuck up.
He's hyping himself
Let
up.
us experience your work, and if it's worthy, you will get that praise. But you're out there on the fucking
Praising
sidewalk
yourself.
begging for it.
Oh, Jay Leno does this same shit. He'll go to me. He'll go, "Hey, Adam, how you doing? Good? Maybe. Why don't you let me answer?"
Yeah, right.
You just forced the good in me.
Telling me I'm good?
You just answered my question. Your question.
Because he doesn't want to hear your answer.
He doesn't want to hear my answer.
He does.
Actually, I'm quite troubled. I was thinking about my family, Jay. Jay, is your mom, you ever familiar with the potluck?
Right.
Your mom cooked and loved you. Interesting, Jay. Son. All right, well, let's do another story or a news thing or something.
We'll move on from DJ, but I encourage everybody to watch that performance. It's pretty great. Well, you were talking about that school bus video. Mm-hmm. Terrible video went viral. It's a bunch of boys just beating on this little girl on the school bus.
Horrible. I didn't see this.
I don't even want to watch it. It hurts. It hurts my teeth.
Why?
My heart. It's actually unclear, but they did say that the boy has been arrested.
Good.
Yeah. So
I haven't even
that's
seen
the
this
bit.
video.
Beating a little girl.
Oh, she just
He threw
curled
up. Look, if this was a MMA fight, ref would have stopped it early.
Wow.
Like there was a lot of unanswered punches for a long period of time.
How old are these kids?
third grade girl.
The kid,
Third.
the guy who was throwing most of the punches
Look
was
how
like
big this
14.
kid is.
Oh my God.
Like these are real, and she just
That's terrible.
So this video went viral a few days ago, and the student has been arrested.
How old was that kid? 13, 14?
Yeah, the kid throwing the punches was like 13, 14.
And
I
the girl's
think.
in third grade?
Yeah,
The girl's nine.
third grade girl. I mean, they haven't released details as to why.
I hope she's okay. Is she okay?
Or the girl's condition hasn't been provided either, and the
She's
students
okay.
haven't been identified.
No, I heard she was okay.
Oh, good.
There you
Thank
go.
God.
Which is like on one hand,
That
I used to be a
angry.
boxing coach. I approach school bus fights a little more technically. You know what I mean?
God.
Well, it keeps me sane.
Are you
know
going to
what
give
I
us
mean?
a punch for punch chart?
Well, you've heard me say a million times, everyone just loads up on the right. This guy was using both right and left, like a lot. But on the other hand, wasn't very effective because she is okay. Like she is not
And he
busted
threw a lot of
up.
punches.
Yes, a lot of volume.
He wasn't
in his
holding back
punches.
either. So
yeah.
yeah. Well, if we're talking about kids, a 9-year-old boy from Pennsylvania just graduated high school, so became one of the youngest ever to graduate. David Balagun received a diploma in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, after taking classes remote from his family home. He made him one of the youngest known children to ever graduate
in the
high
non-Asian category. I think
I
there's
don't know.
a 17-month-old
Doogie Howser.
Asian kid that. Wait a minute. What is he? Is he something? We looking at a picture of him?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I think he's black.
A black kid.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of range going on in that community.
Yeah.
According to these two clips. Wow.
Yeah, so imagine just going to high school and seeing a 9-year-old. Like you didn't
bad
walk. Like,
But there's
imagine
no
seeing this
way. There's
9-year-old
no
walk.
way that he has to be homeschooled. There's no way they're going to let him go to high school. A 9-year-old.
Right.
That's
I mean,
it.
they did
No.
say he was working remotely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like just so there was Ronan Farrow graduated when he was 11.
Really?
Ronan Farrow?
Yeah.
Mia Farrow's son, right?
Yeah.
The journalist.
Yeah. And this kid says he wants to be an astrophysicist.
He had the whole deal on Weinstein early and often, and the news media was like, why don't we get rid of that story?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Boy, the
They
more
play
you
the
hear
Hollywood
about,
game.
the more you hear about the news, the less you like them.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why, you know
My
what? I just
question.
watch local news now.
Oh,
That's
really?
all
Good idea.
I don't watch because I've seen it just tear up families.
I am
and
the same
national-
way.
I watch local news.
I only watch local, but Idaho local news. I don't watch my
Yeah.
own.
No,
I want to know what the
not
fuck's
LA.
going on in
Oh
Idaho.
no, I see what you're saying, but I live in Vegas, so I watch. And if the story is big enough, it will penetrate the local news, and then I go, okay, I'll check it out.
Right.
But if it's not big enough, it's all garbage. It's
I
just
look-
people fighting for nothing.
I look
you know?
at because every city we go to, I always look at the local news
Yeah.
to see if there's something to talk about, and it's always shooting or a stabbing, someone's dead. Like
I
there's
love
a-
KTLA.
drugs.
KTLA makes
They're
me feel
awesome.
at home.
KTLA is great. Yeah. And by the way, the Guinness World Record for youngest high school graduate, 6 years old, and that was in 1990. So
Wow.
Where's that kid now? That's what I would like to know. What
He
happened
died
to that
of
kid?
prostate cancer at 19.
He just advanced
Everything
so
was fast track.
Everything was fast.
With him. His hair came out when he was 14. He yelled at some kids to get off his lawn when he was 12. And they finally succumbed to prostate cancer at 19.
well, I don't know where he is now, but I do know that he entered a lot of game shows and won like millions of dollars.
Oh, really?
wow.
The 6-year-old.
The 6-year-old. Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
wow.
Okay.
but I guess
well,
that's
good.
what you should do, right?
Yeah, if you're that
if you're
smart.
going to be
He's
doing
the
that.
current host of Jeopardy.
So is this kid enrolled in a college, or is he
High
just
school, right?
Well, he graduated high school,
Right.
So yeah, so I don't think he's announced what college he's going to yet. But there you go, 9 years old. I mean, he has time to take a gap year,
Yeah, right. A lot of gap
Jeez.
years.
Yeah.
I guess. So
All right, let's do one more story.
all right. Well, speaking of local news, so I was looking at we're in San Diego, Solana Beach yesterday. I was looking at the local news, and it's kind of interesting. A local fisherman just came out and did an interview about the Christopher Dorner case. Remember Christopher Dorner? He was that cop that shot other cops and a couple civilians and went to that bunker and hid out there. It was like a long it was like a few days long,
Yeah.
and he ended up killing himself. So, and by the way, that was 10 years ago. That was a decade ago. So this fisherman, he just did an interview in San Diego, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw Christopher Dorner when he was running from the cops. He was walking by the docks, and he was looking for boats, and he asked if I had a boat, and I said no, and I was telling the truth. My boat was under repair right now, and he said okay. So he went, he came back, and he bought a few of us lunch, and we all just had lunch with him, and then he went off on his way." And yeah, so no red
basically,
flags.
he's a nice guy.
Nothing happened. Yeah, so that was his story, right? And then I guess right after that, like a few hours later, he did capture a fisherman with a boat, held him hostage, and like tied him up and stuff. But this guy's like, yeah, he came by and we had
Bought
lunch,
us
and
lunch.
that was that.
I was surprised it was 10 years ago because I remember that story. I would guess it was 4 years ago or 6 years ago, but 10 years. And then I remember the part I love the most about that story, which is the LAPD they just opened fire on these two little Mexican ladies who were like delivering newspapers at 5 a.m. because they had a truck that was similar to his. And
crazy.
they put like 160 rounds into the back of this
emptied their clips into this car.
Wow.
And yeah, so 2 women, it was a mom and daughter. They're delivering paper for the LA
But
Times.
I would say to the cops the same thing
They died, right?
No, nobody died. I'd say to them the same thing I'd say to the dude on the bus. Like, dude, you're 14. You wailed on a 9-year-old girl for half an hour and she's fine. Cops, you just put 150 rounds into a pickup truck and the people inside it didn't die?
lived,
Like, what kind of marks people are we talking about?
And it looks like, if you see the picture of the truck, it looks impossible. Like, they lived. Like,
And
there's
it's
so many
also, it's like
holes
they're
in them.
looking for one. Dorner was like a huge black dude.
Yeah.
They're looking for one giant black man, and they find 2 diminutive Hispanic women. That's you open fire into. But also, bigger thing, and everyone needs to know this, and I'm a broken record with this. If you swap races around or you got to do the CNN math, then the city would burn. Cops are bad. A lot of the time, they make really bad decisions and they shoot at lots of different people and hurt different people. And we always go, it's all about race. But if the race doesn't really fit the narrative, then we go, nothing to see here, and we just walk away. The problem with the theme of this doesn't fit the theme is then the theme becomes they only do it to one race, and then people get pissed off, and rightfully so. But if the news would just report every time they fucked up, which is plenty with all races, then you'd have some context instead of just thinking they're going after one group. This is 2 women. I don't know how many rounds that they put into that truck. And also, God bless them. It's like 5 a.m. and they're delivering newspapers. I've never been with a woman that I could convince. I bet you're going to put 445 and drop the Herald Examiner off and then bring the money home.
It just blows me away how that could even ever happen. Like, they don't have they have the training. Look, cops do a lot of good, but like you said, the bad is the bad, and it's amazing that a group of cops can say, "We're going to unload our clips into that truck."
Yeah,
at least 100 rounds.
According to the attorney, 102 bullet holes found in the truck. So that's not
those are the ones that just hit the tailgate, the back window. The other ones went sailing over the cab into the fucking neighbor's yard, you know?
Now, do the cops get an out, or can those ladies make money off that?
They settled up, but I don't know how much they got.
I don't either. And back then,
LAPD paid a $4.2 million settlement.
Not enough.
I think they got gypped.
But back then, that was a very strange news cycle time, wasn't it? Doesn't it seem like that story stayed in the news for like 3-4 days?
Yeah, well, he was on the lam, and also there is a thing that cops do which someone should train them not to do, because just because the guy next to you is going nuts firing
doesn't mean you have to
have to go nuts firing. Because what happens is one guy starts firing, then everyone goes, "Fuck it, I'm in," and they all start firing. It's 100 plus found the target. There's probably another 25 that went. These clips, hold 10 bullets or 12 bullets or something. There had to be 10 guys going at it. Don't do it.
It's like if you're in a crowd and one person runs, then everybody starts running because something must be coming. It's like
they have shot out the wheels. That would have been more effective.
Oh, and cops don't shoot legs anymore. No. It used to be, shoot the leg or hurt them for it. Now they just kill shots.
There's 2 women in that car and both survived. Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
And
goodness.
I think they're just 2 Hispanic women delivering newspapers.
Yeah.
And the thing is the cops just opened fire.
No warning.
And the women in the car must have had to put it into some context. Like, we must have thrown somebody's newspaper and the sprinklers went on and fucked it up. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like,
how can you reason
They
this?
probably argued with a guy over collection day like 2 days earlier, and he went, "Screw that, I'm not paying you." And like, now the guy's on a rant. Like, in your head, you have to make swift decisions about like what is going on. Like if there's if you're asleep and there's an earthquake, you'll have a dream that a giant is snoring and shaking the house or something. Like, you'll do. These 2 chicks must have had to do a quick math on who is this pissed at us
in real time.
Real time, because they're not going to think this is the LAPD
or get caught in the middle of
and they have no idea who this Dorner guy is. Like, they're just all they can think is they've run through the worst neighborhood on the planet. Or like, what did they do wrong?
And then they survive and roll out of the truck, and then they're surrounded by cops, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Yeah.
And then the cop had to go,
My bad.
we mistook you for this giant black man. Yeah. Tim, you tell him why we did this. I'm not doing it. Doesn't seem plausible now that I'm thinking about it. And then, if you're the cop, don't fire your gun. No. Just be the one who doesn't fire your gun. And then later on, when everyone's getting in trouble and getting suspended and getting demoted, you just go, hey, boss, go ahead and check my piece.
Yeah.
Didn't touch it. Nah, I had a feeling. You're not going to get in trouble for not firing. And by the way, if Dorner's in the truck and he's got an AK-47, I want something in my gun.
Yeah.
I'm all standing here with empty guns when the guy gets out with his fucking
because
gun.
They wouldn't have hit him. They wouldn't have hit him. Can you imagine if he was really
goes
in there?
full heat on your ass, and you're all just staring at your empty guns going, does anyone got any bullets? I got some back in the car, but not here. Like... Ugh. All right, let's bring it home.
All right, check out the Water Cooler Podcast. And please, we're going to West Palm Beach, one show only.
Nice.
February 16th.
Oh, yeah. Come on out.
At the Improv,
yeah.
so please come to that show.
Baltimore Magooby's going to be there February 17th, 18th. Tia Carrere, you can check out her website at tiacarrere.com and shoot her a tweet and Instagram as well.
Instagram,
we can see you singing on those. And also, Michael Yo is going to Cincinnati, Ohio, Liberty Funny Bone. That'll be this Friday and Saturday. And then San Francisco, Cobb's great old club, legendary, March 9th. And then Chicago, Illinois, Den Theater. That's coming up March 31st through April 1st. You go to Michael Yo, that's just yo.com for all the info. And until next time, it's Adam for Chris and Michael and Tia saying mahalo.